All right, people, Catfish Dave here. Let me check the time. I've had some major issues getting this video started. It's almost, it's 2:43. I was set up to fish and start this video at 1 o'clock today. I had Garmin force issues. The prop would not work. I have very little signal out here, very little phone service. I managed to contact Garmin, and the bottom line is this thing was not updated. So now it's updated. Now I'm rolling. Now I've got little time to fish here. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know who this is calling, but it was calling somebody. Yeah, we got a little over 2 hours to fish here. So now I've got to hurry up and get things going. Turn my unit back on. Yeah, it was supposed to be a bait experiment was the initial plan for this video. And I had pulled this area once before, and all I had was gizzard shad for bait. And the day was nothing but small fish. I had a shot at one decent fish, and he come off. So I've got some different bait out here this afternoon. It's very cold and very windy, very choppy. I've got 5 rods total here. But yeah, I've got a little bit of everything here. Shad, crappie. I've even got a couple bluegills, which is why I actually brought 5 rods with me, because I'm gonna run a bluegill on at least one rod. Probably run some crappie on a couple of rods. And yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna eat. It's a shame I'm only gonna get a short time to fish, because I caught this bait, then I got rained out for an entire day, and it's supposed to rain again tomorrow, so I guess I have caught a lot of bait and not going to be able to use that much of it. Either way, we've got that set up. Finally got my screen on. Get this out. I may end up having to throw a drift sock. I've got it out here, sitting out here in case it comes to that. Pretty windy. It's not as windy as when I first got here, so hopefully we can get by without that drift sock. I'm trying to find my old mark from where I was last time I trolled out here. Okay, here we go. We're starting out in a pretty good spot here. This is right in front of a creek. I don't know what I done there. Let me get this thing turned. Let's go ahead and get some boat out. I hope the boat's still turning. I may have hit the prop button now. I have. Let's go ahead and get it off manual. Set it on this. I'm going to set it to 0.7 to get started. Yeah, I finally caught some decent sized gizzard shad for once, and here I'm not getting much time to fish. I mean, they're good size for this area. You know, they're about twice as big as the last ones I had. We'll go ahead and get a couple of those out. I got some crappie here. We're gonna throw a bluegill. Looks like I've got 2 bluegill. We're gonna throw all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not one to like having issues all the time. but we sure had them today. Yeah, good old crappie. These crappie got these bony fins, so we'll throw a center chunk on. I'm gonna cut a fillet off this bluegill. There we go. So that should leave a little scent here. Yeah, let's go ahead and start throwing some bait. Not a lot of time to fish. Let's see, throw a gizzard shad head on. Looks like the wind is blowing downriver, and if it stays that way, I won't have to use this drift sock. I hate using the drift sock. Get my maps a little bigger here. Fixing to go through a gully up here. That should be enough line out. Yeah, issues. Luckily they had that support thing. My hands are so cold I can't get my planer boards open. Good grief, my hands must have really got, I couldn't even press it to make it open, man. I'm gonna have to get them hot hands. It's cold out here, and I've been so sidetracked with these issues. I guess I haven't realized how cold it is. Yeah, my hand's so numb I couldn't even hardly do the planer board clip there. I'm just gonna hook this crappie head through the back. We'll get it out there. Yeah. Says we're in 30 feet here, but it's gonna shallow out. I'm just happened to go through a creek channel here. Average water depth is gonna be about 22 feet. Man, I can't open these planer board clips. Man. Woo, I'm gonna have to get them hot hands out. Okay, we got that on there. Let's go ahead and get another shad head or a shad center chunk out maybe. If I ever get this untangled. There we go. I don't need a lot of line out. Old center chunk of gizzard shad. Yeah, I can't wait to get these hot hands in my pockets. There we go. "30 feet" it says right now. Throw another board on. Yeah, I'm gonna run shad on the red boards, maybe crappie on the yellow boards, and bluegill down the middle. If I was running all shad, we would probably catch a bunch of fish. But they would probably be a bunch of small fish. So, not sure how I want to do this. That's why I brought some different bait. Man, that's a small hook there. I'm gonna put that small hook on the bluegill. We'll run it straight down the back. These reels were making a lot of noise every time I casted. And someone said if I put oil on the level ones that they would sound better, and they sure do. This particular reel don't have a level one, but I put some oil on the old Shimano's there, and it definitely helps matters out as far as the noise. One more bait to go. We're going to use crappie again. Throw a crappie chunk on. I hate that hook. That's an old Bass Pro Shops hook. If my hands weren't so cold, I'd tie another one on, but I'm just barely going to hook that. Get that clicker off. I don't turn them on. I don't know how they get on. Yeah, those reels sound a lot better. I put some clipper oil on them. I usually don't like running a rod down the middle because it can cause some issues with fish tangling up, but with just a little bit of time to fish today, we need all the baits in the water we can. There we go. I need to clip these crappie fins. And then I'm going to get some hot hands out, get them in my pockets. I am just freezing. Don't let too much line out there. We'll be hung up. Okay, there we go. I'll go ahead and cut this shad up while I've got it out. There we go. Get my eye stomped down here. Yeah, it's a shame I get this good a bait here and then don't get much time to fish. It was technically my fault, only I didn't know, but this trolling motor was never actually connected to my phone. So the trolling motor has not been getting the updates that I've been supposed to give it. That has, but I was never paired with my motor, so yeah, you've got to update all this newer technology stuff. Now I'm going to try to find some hot hands here. There we go. Woo! Yeah, it's cold and it's wet. It's very wet air right now. I almost don't have the strength in my fingers to get these things open. Go ahead and get this boat turned to the right a little bit. I've got two hooks on there I don't really like. One's too small. One I don't really like the brand, but one more hot hands. Are we hung up? Thought we was. Oh boy, woo! Get my keys out of my pocket here. Come on, hot hands, get fired up here. All right, check up front here. Come on, motor, don't act up on me. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get me some hydration out. Big full moon in the sky. It's not up yet, but it will be up about the time I go to leave here. Yeah, I made one pull through here, all shad, caught a bunch of fish. They were all running the same size. It was pretty pathetic, so I'm like, man, what if I had something different, some crappie or some bluegill? And I've seen days where they wouldn't touch crappie and bluegill, but you just don't know, man. These fish are different. Oh, on the shad, we're hooked up. And I figured we'd get the first fish on the shad. That was on a center chunk. Center chunk. Stay on out of that crappie bait over there, if you will. Good, I got him at the top of the water. Another one of those sandwich-sized fish on the shad. Yeah. Did not take long to get one of those. If I was pulling all shad, we'd be catching some fish. That's all there is to it, because they are eating it good. Woo! was on the center chunk of shad. Yeah. Pose there for the camera there. Did not take long to hook up with that fish. Another center chunk on. All right. Got a little twisted around here. Straighten that out. We'll go ahead and chunk that out there. There we go. Throw the old spread and planer board back on. Normally I would switch rods and let that one on the outside and all that stuff, but I'm just going to let that thing go and swing it on back around where it was. Didn't take too long there. $3.05. Took about 20 minutes to get everything set up, baits out, and get the first fish in the boat. Ah. Woo-wee. Wet hands. A cold December day. Cold and gloomy. Go ahead and let that tighten up now. She'll swing on out there. There we go. Yeah, I brought me some healthy stuff to eat today. Had a little bit of a health scare when I was catching the shad. Something never happened to me before. I was throwing the net. I'd actually throwing the net off the bank. I took my other truck and I noticed I was getting really winded. Well, I got on some shad and I wanted to make another throw. I threw that net and I'm walking up the hill with it, feeling just really winded. And all of a sudden, everything started going black. Next thing you know, I'm waking up with my face on the ground. So I had been eating really bad this last month. Camera issues, sitting at the house, eating frozen pizzas and banquet chicken pot pies. I'd order a fresh pizza and have it waiting on me while I was in Publix buying more frozen pizzas. And I'd say my triglycerides and my blood pressure was just through the roof, because I have high blood pressure anyway. And so, yeah, that was a good enough sign to me to change what I'm eating. So that's what we're doing today. I got some apples. I got some pecans. and I got a can of sardines. I'm gonna go ahead and nip on a little bit of this because I haven't eaten since about, I don't know, 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah. You can't eat like you're young once you get old, y'all. Unfortunately, I'd say all this cheese and stuff I've eaten, my arteries are plumb clogged up. So we got to clean up the diet. I got to start eating my age. Whenever you buy bagged apples, what you see on the outside always looks good. And then you pull them out that's hidden. Like that one there's got a big hole punctured in it. Bruises all over it. So I'll bite all the bad stuff off it. And I should still get about half of this apple left to eat. Mm-hmm. Macintosh. The perfect combination of sweet and sour. Mm-hmm. I'll just stay the course. Oh. Look at there, y'all. I got a big fish and he come off. That was a big fish, man. That was a big one. He popped off. And that was on the shad. Gosh, dang it. He popped off. He was burning some drag. Still got my bait. Yeah. He was just lip grabbing it. Did not get the hook. Oh man. That was a good fish, y'all. If you're gonna miss a fish, I promise you it's gonna be the biggest bite of the day. Them little bitty shad, they'll hook up every time. I mean, those little bitty fish, they'll hook up every time. I might have got a bite on the bluegill right there. I do. Got a bite on the bluegill, just a tapping. Man, y'all, that was a good fish. Oh, man. I wonder what we missed. I think something's running with this bluegill, y'all. Yeah, I got something running with that bluegill. And he's fixing to run right into this other line. That's why I don't like running that one out the back. I think he's still pecking with it. He's going to have these lines tangled up, what he's going to do. Man, that was a good fish. Second hookup of the day. See if he... Yeah, definitely had something pulling on that bluegill. Man, that was a good fish. I ain't felt one that good in a long time in this lake. He popped off. Gosh, dang it. Got something just a tugging at that bluegill, but he won't eat it. Man, I can't believe I missed that big fish. Man, that was a good fish. No bites on the crappie. Y'all, that was a good fish, man. He was solid. Burning some drag. On shad. I should be pulling all shad. You come out here with all shad and you catch nothing but dinks, so you bring this other bait, and then some big old fish hits the shad. Man, that would have made the trip if I would have got him. Shoot. Well, y'all, I'm looking for a can of sardines here. I don't know where my sardines are at. I know I brought them. Don't want to lose no sardines. Aha. Yes, sir. Brunswick. The fancy stuff in olive oil. Man, that was a good fish. Golly. Oh, Lordy. Y'all, that's heartbreaking right there. That was a good one. They probably won't even touch this crappie now that I went through the trouble of catching it. Like I say, some days they won't. Throw a little bit of chum slick in the water here with these old sardines. Chum them up. Eating cold sardines with cold hands. Man, that was a good fish. Let me slow my boat speed down a little bit. I've got the wind to my back, so I do experiment with speeds. Some speeds work good one day, and the next day they want it either faster or slower. Yep, we had a good one. Well, so far it's a slower bite than the first time I fished out here. But we did have a shot at a good one. If anything goes wrong, it's going to go wrong on that big fish every time. Little fish, they get the whole bait in their mouth. Get hooked up, no problem. There's a little nip on the bluegill again. He's a nipping at it. There he goes. And he come off. Yeah, these fish are grabbing it from behind again. Better check that. He probably pulled that bluegill right off there. Bet he did. Yep, there went my bluegill. No bites on the crappie, not even a peck. And some people think that using bluegill and crappie would be the same thing. No, it ain't. Not at all. All right. Can of sardines down. Left a little bit of slime on the line. Old small fish. Grab another bluegill. Like I say, this hook is a little small for these baits. And I'm going to tell you what. That was a small bait that big fish hit. Just a small center chunk of skipjack. Let's try a center chunk of bluegill. Nope. Because I only brought a couple of them bluegills. Uh-oh, might have had a nibble on the crappie. There's old fish-eating bird. Swimming around out there. Yeah, yeah. Another bite on the shad. The bites seem to be coming more towards the left here. Now, last time I was here, they was more towards the bank. Today, they seem to be more towards the channel, so we may go ahead and steer this boat to the right. Because nothing on that right side of the boat. I have slowed my boat speed down quite a bit, but I think we got hit by that big fish when I was running full speed. Yeah. There's that old bird popped up over there. What you looking at, bird? Man, we had a shot at a good fish. You don't get many bites like that in Wattspark. But at least I know the bigger ones are willing to eat. Now if we can just come across one in this short amount of time we have out here. My microphone batteries are already running out because I've had them on for almost 2 hours trying to straighten out this trolling motor issue. I could have had a really good trip today if everything would have started out working. Crappie getting a nibble by a small fish. Some prunes. Yeah. Eating all the healthy stuff today. Heartbreak, heartbreak. Man, that was a good fish. Yeah, old microphone battery's going down quick. Oh, shoot. That's on the crappie. Oh. Crappie head. That's better. Did he come off? He better not have. I think he's swimming to the boat trying to get in that bluegill line. Is he running to the boat? Yeah, he's running to the boat. That's a better fish. I think he is, maybe not. I don't know. He's bigger than the first fish, I believe. He is. Yeah. That was on the crappie head. That's a good sign. Come on up here. Yeah. Yeah, got a little mud on it. Longer fish. Longer fish. Chewing me up. These smaller hooks, boy, are harder to get out. There we go. Yeah, straighten out now. He gonna keep that tail turned towards me. But yeah, better than the first fish. That lets me know something will eat the crappie. That was on a crappie head. Man, he skinned my fingers up biting on him. Well, I got another one of them crappie heads, and we're gonna throw it. This dang microphone may run out, so we may have to finish this video without a microphone. If the wind don't blow, that won't be too bad, but if it's blowing, it's gonna be terrible. Yeah, these old microphones, that's been my issue. And one of them I finally threw in the trash, so I usually have a spare charged up. And today we don't. So when this goes, it goes. So another crappie head on, since that's what got the first one. On the crappie. I've gotten a couple bites on the chunks, but they've been small. Of course, that really big fish hit on a gizzard shad chunk, so. Yeah. Had a shot at a really good one. And that second fish I got in the boat, he wasn't too bad. Better than what I've been seeing out here. Throw it on out there. Really long leader on this rig. Getting way too close to the channel here. Oh, there's a bite on the gizzard shad head. He's a hitting it. He's a hitting it. He's gonna make me get him. See if he sticks. Oh shoot, that's on the crappie. Small one on the crappie. He may have stayed on. I believe he did. Maybe not. Nah, he come off. I believe we got one on the shad too. I'm gonna have a mess here if I don't get some of these in. Yeah, we got something swimming with that board over there. Oh, now he doesn't let go of it. This is that old Cat Max hook. I don't care for it. I keep hoping I'm going to get to warm my hands up, and I haven't been able to yet. I'm either rebaiting or pulling in a fish. That gizzard shad fish, he may be stuck on there for all I know. I'll have to check it too, I guess. Yeah, he might not be on there. I just want my hands in my pockets for a minute. It is a cold one. I really should be checking that one because it got hit. You can sit out here and waste your trip because you're already pulling a couple small fish and don't even know it. I'm gonna go ahead and speed the boat up a little more here. That biggest fish hit going 0.7. We'll speed it up to about 0.5 for now. I had it going 0.3 there for a second just to see what was going on at that speed. Some days they want it slow, some days they don't. That's on the shad and he come off. Just a banging at it. So there's plenty of small ones out here just like last time I fished, but we know some better fish we'll eat today because we've done had a shot at one of those. I'm gonna go ahead and see what's going on here. I'll rehook that. Go ahead and let this crappie out. We'll run it out there. Shad on the red boards. Come on. I need to be checking that red one over there because it has been hit. Matter of fact, this crappie here has been hit too, so feels like it's still got bait. I really want a larger hook. I need to go ahead and tie a couple hooks because I don't like the Cat Max. And I don't really want to use a hook that small out here. There's no sense in that. I used them for a while just to check them out, but these regular 10-aught mustads are small to me, so that's what I'd rather have on. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and check this gizzard shad, I think. Should I? Maybe not. It might be on there. Yeah, had a shot at a good fish. Man, he was a good one. I ain't seen no drag puller like that since November. I caught on a few good fish in November. That one I missed is the biggest fish I've had a shot at this month here in December. Check my time. We have been going for almost an hour. Couple fish in the boat, a lot of missed bites, missed a big fish. Wondering if I got bait on that red board over there. Yep, I went through all that work to catch this bait. Passed out catching the shad, and then I took a separate day in the boat to catch these crappie. And then I had to take a day off to wait on all this rain to get over with. And this, I was wanting about 4 hours to fish today, and I got started at 1. Couldn't get the trolling motor to work. An update that hadn't been done. Luckily, they was at least able to talk me through it on the phone out here in the field, and it took some doing. But they got it going. Come on, fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy, fishy. Going through a dead spell here, obviously. Come on, fishy, fishy. Well, I'm gonna see seat right here. The wind has calmed down. Man, it was windy, it was choppy when I first got started. It's just been one of those days. First thing, I left my phone. I got out here, couldn't get the trolling motor to work, went downriver quite a ways, just getting pounded by waves. I finally said, well, let me see if I left my phone in the vehicle. So I went back to the vehicle. And then I said, well, let's see if we can somehow work this trolling motor issue out. And I'm sitting there trying to watch YouTube videos on the thing, and wasn't getting a real good signal for watching videos. So I finally contacted Garmin through the phone, and they, I didn't have to wait real long. I probably waited 5-10 minutes before I could talk to a live person. And they got me through it. And it was simply my phone was not Wi-Fi connected to that unit. And I thought I was getting the updates, and I was on here through the Active Captain Garmin app, but they weren't going to my trolling motor because, well, I just didn't ever put it on there. Didn't think I needed to. I mean, everything was working. It said it was all networked together. I've been using this thing since the summer, but it wasn't getting the updates. So my unit was getting the updates. That was not getting any updates. But now it's set up to update. Maybe one of these days I'll get me some fresh bait and get some actual time to fish with it. Yeah, I'm going through a dead spot here for sure. Action, 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 dead spot. Wow. I'm going to pull over a little more to the right. I got some old yapping dogs over there. I've seen a nibble somewhere. Come on, fishy. I'm going to play with my speeds. I'm going to speed up and then I'm going to slow down. A lot of times that can spark a bite. I'll pick it up to 0.8, then I'm going to drop it back down to 0.4. A lot of the times these fish will be just checking you out, not sure if they want to eat it or not, and then you can change the speed of that bait and they'll nail it. So I'm up to a little over 0.7. Now I'm going to drop it back down real quick. Periodically do that. Come on, fishy. Come on, fishy. That's on the crappie, and he's stuck. Right after we slowed back down. That's on that old Cat Max hook. I don't like that hook. I'm probably going to check that gizzard shad bait because I've got some funny feelings about it. It's just a midsection, so they come off easy. We'll work this thing in here, and then I'm going to check both of those. Well, there's another one on the crappie. Come on in here. Come on in here. Come on in here. How good are you hooked, buddy? You're hooked. Under the bottom jaw. It's got mud all down his side. I guess you can straighten out where they can see the mud on you there, brother. It got him. Open up that old beak. Let me get a hold of you. Ow. Had to bite me too. Yeah. We sure do need to check that gizzard shad bait. I'll rehook this. And we'll check that gizzard shad. When you don't have a lot of time, you need to have bait on the hook. Go ahead and pull this in. Double check it. I don't think there's anything on there, y'all. There might be, I guess there is. I had to check it though, and it's a good thing I did, because if anything would have bit it, I would have missed it anyway. That's the problem with them center chunks. It's hard to get them to where they don't turn back into the bait. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a head on this. And every now and then, head will get messed up, but those center chunks of shad, something about them being all flat, it's easy for that hook to get messed up. Go ahead and put a gizzard shad on. Pick my boat speed up so I can get these baits deployed a little quicker. There we go. All right. Whoa, I'm getting way too much on that piece of crappie. Now we can slow the boat back down. Probably don't want to run more than about 0.5 today. I am getting bit at 0.7, but I seem to get bit more often, a little slower. Microphone batteries are going down quick. They do not last as long in this cold weather. Come on, fishy. Oh, I can catch me a seat here. Yeah. I'd sure like to get another shot at one of them good ones. With this big full moon coming up, I'd say the bite is better earlier and we got started later. At least we got a start though. At least I figured out the problem. Come on, fishy. Come on, fishy. Well, they might not want that bluegill center chunk because I ain't had a bite on it. Come on, there's a bite maybe. Yeah, there's an old small fish on the old gizzard shad. So not getting as many bites as the first trip out, but I did have a shot at a bigger fish today, and so that's encouraging. There for a while there, I couldn't get one of them to eat. Still didn't catch him, but at least I know they'll eat today. I'm gonna go ahead and put this drift sock up. It don't look like I'm gonna need it. The wind is blowing downriver. I sure needed it when I first came out, but my trolling motor didn't work when I first came out. When I first come out, it was a strong crosswind. Yeah, we are getting a slower bite today, with the potential for a bigger fish. I want to go up here and take care of some business. Taking care of business. I was taking care of business. Taking care of business. All right. We done took care of some business. Taking care. Man, it's getting deader and deader as we get into the evening. Oh shoot, the old microphone's just about to run out. Man, I ain't been out here, that thing didn't last 3 hours. Whenever this thing goes out, I'm just gonna unplug it and try to get some charge going into it for a little bit. Of course, I only have one cord. Oh shoot. Small one. See if I can find another cord, y'all. I don't think I got another cord. I gotta run one into that camera or it runs out of battery. Yeah, there's something right there. Yeah, we're just gonna have some wind noise because this camera ain't gonna go along with audio, I can tell you that. It's already running out of juice. I'm not even gonna get 4 hours out of this thing today. And I've tried charging the receiver while I was using it. It don't work that way. Be nice if it did. So when it dies, we're just going to be hearing some wind noise. And it ain't going to be long because it's giving me the warning. Dag blasted DJI microphones. Oh. Didn't even make it no time today. Come on, fishy. 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 What a dead spot. Getting deader and deader. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow, I believe. Maybe not. We might make another attempt at this tomorrow. It's going to rain tonight. There's a cold front coming too. We'll check the weather. 23% chance of rain. My luck, I'll be right where that 23% is. Come on, fish. We definitely hit a dead spot. Go to the right here. Yeah, this DJI camera, they run the power for the camera and the microphone through the same exact line. And I'll tell you another weird thing about the DJI camera. If you pull the battery out, you no longer have microphone working. If I plug this mic receiver in to power it while it's being used, it adds all this humming noise to the signal. Yeah, what a fine piece of technology that is. Man, we hit a dead spot here. What a dead spot. I guess I'll be pulling some old crappie tomorrow, because I'm going to have to try it again and get an earlier start. Come on, fish. Usually I'm getting bit in this area. I'm not today. Not at all. Not at all. For whatever reason, they are not wanting to be in this spot. There's a bite on the shad. Small bite. I'm gonna slow down even more for a second. I'm gonna change the speeds again. Just go real slow, speed up, and slow down. Slow her down to 0.3. Changing speeds, you can get bit. Don't ask me why. It's like they've been looking at it the whole time, and then they finally decide to eat it when you change speeds. Now we'll go back up. 0.8. Okay, now we'll slow back down. 0.5. We don't get hit, there just ain't a thing around here. And there's nothing around here, obviously. Check. Check, check, check. It's still going, but it's showing me it's fixing to die. Can't believe you can't get 4 hours out of it. How crappy is that? Says on the website when you buy it, 15 hours battery life. Bull honky. There's the bluegill. Oh yeah, oh that's a better fish on that little bluegill piece. On that little bitty hook too. Let me slow this boat down. That feels like a better one. Yeah. That little bitty piece of bluegill. Little tiny hook. Coming up under the boat. Coming up under the boat. Coming right up under the boat. Little tiny hook. Coming up under the boat. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, this will be the biggest one we've landed today, if we get him. Yeah, there we go. Little piece of bluegill. There goes the drag. More drag. Yeah, this is that little 6/0 owner SSW. So hopefully he's hooked right in the corner. More drag. Oh yeah. There we go. Little tiny hook, man. Little center chunk of bluegill. Yep, the big ones are eating today. Good. Woo! Yeah. More drag. There we go. Look at there, y'all. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a real one. Yeah. There we go. Fixed to run out of microphone. Got mud all over that fish, man. Mud all over that fish. Come on up here. Get up in there. Get up in there. Yeah. Good fish for Watts Bar. Good one. Got a little tiny hook and that little piece of bluegill. Ah, that's a fatty. Yeah, big old fat head on him. Mm-hmm. Oh. Little hooks, boy. Tough to get out. He's hooked good. There we go. Snap a little picture of him. Watch my camera not have no battery. Mm-hmm. Nope. Photo. All right, y'all. Come out here, nothing but small fish. In one video, could not get a good fish on shad. Now, obviously the big fish weren't biting, because we come out here today and I lost an absolute, probably bigger than this one, on shad. So some days, I guess the big fish just eat. And this one was caught on a little piece of bluegill. Oh, wide fish. Yeah. We'll take that right there. Old fat, wide-headed thing. Yeah. Little piece of bluegill, man. Little center chunk, little tiny hook. The old term, elephants eat peanuts. Yeah. Woo! I think I'm just about out of mic. We can go a little farther. See how long I've been running. 98 minutes. What is that? An hour and almost 40 minutes. On the bluegill. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw that other bluegill on. Hopefully we keep microphone for a little more. Yeah, a little owner SSW, small one. 6-0. Hooked him right in the corner. Right out here. All right, go ahead and speed my boat back up. Says we're going 0.1. Well, y'all, I'm glad to see that, because after all the trouble to get this trip going and then actually missing one, having a shot at it, I'm glad to see at least we got that one. Some days the bigger fish are eaten. There's a fish on that bluegill right now. There's a small fish on that bluegill already. He might have dropped it. I need to get him. Yeah, he's on that bluegill already. I didn't even lock my reel down. He'd already hit it. So hopefully I keep this bluegill on here. Nope, he got it. There went my bluegill head, little old fish. Got my bluegill head, man. That's the last one I had too. I didn't even get the reel locked down. I seen the spool start taking off. Yeah, old bait stealer. Oh well, we'll throw some crappie on this. So what we'll do, I'll tell you what, the two big fish, the one I missed, as well as the one we caught, were on very small baits. So I may cut down this crappie even some more. Wintertime, man, sometimes the small bait is what you need. So I'll cut a little more off it. Yeah. Yeah, that big fish had mud all over it, so that's why I haven't been getting them. They've been down in the mud, and I guess today they've decided to come out because we lost one and got another in a fairly short time out here, as far as catfishing standards go. I want to go to the right. Yeah, I caught that fish in 20 foot of water. Lost the other big one in about 26 foot. I'm gonna steer to the right just a little bit. Woo! Oh, turn this. I've got my little Insta360 here. I just use it to take pictures with. I tried video with it and it's having all these focus issues, so I got it up there and I'll just use it for a photo camera. Now I just go into my little Insta360 app here. I'll be able to pull it on my phone. There we go. Connect to camera. Please turn on Wi-Fi and return to the app. Do I have Wi-Fi turned off? I do have Wi-Fi turned off, but the fact is I don't have the Wi-Fi on the Insta360. There's a bite on the crappie head. He's swimming with it. He's a swimming with it. Okay, I gotta turn on, let's try Bluetooth. I turn my Bluetooth off, pair with this device. Insta360 Ace Pro. There we go. Oh, we're getting bit. Couple rods. All these technology issues, y'all. Now we're not linked up to the camera. Blah blah blah. Pair new device. Blah blah blah. This will be another hour of my life. We'll go to the house and we'll figure out why it's not connected to the camera, even though it has been for the last 2 years. Bluetooth connecting. There we go. Now we'll get her. I believe start to download new firmware. Okay, let's start the new. I can't do anything with my camera till we put new firmware on it, just like the trolling motor. I'll tell you what, this technology stuff gets on your nerves. It takes so much time. So we'll upload the firmware so I can retrieve my picture. It's the same camera I took pictures on last week. The firmware is the same. It should still work. Not a fan of technology. I really ain't. Not when it comes to all this time it takes out of your life. It's nice when it works, but there's a lot of trouble to keep it working. We're going to steer the boat to the right because I'm up a little shallower than I want to be. Little shallower. There's a bite on the shad. See, when I turn the boat like that, I'm talking about changing speeds of the baits. Well, when you turn the boat, it changes the speed of the baits. If I go that way, these boards over here will speed up real quick, and this side of the boat will slow down as I'm turning. And that changes the speed. And you'll see a lot of times, as soon as I hit that to the right, I got a small bite over here. It's like they're sitting there watching you, just following you the whole time. And then you go adjusting the speeds. It wasn't too long after I adjusted that speed, we nailed that fish on that bluegill. You know, some days they're really biting and you can just fly through here, 0.9, and just get bit on every rod all day long. But some days you got to sit there and make all these little adjustments. There might be a fish stuck on that piece of crappie over there. Because it's acting awful funny. It's acting funnier than the rest of them. Yeah, I do believe we got one on that dang yellow board, just a hanging on there. See if I can feel anything. Maybe not. Either way, now it says I can retrieve my picture. Tap to connect. It's a lot of work just to get a single picture off a camera. There we go, there's my picture. And I cut the tail off the fish. You gotta be kidding me. I wasn't paying attention good, I cut the tail off it. Oh no, I didn't. The tail looks funny though, and that way the light's hitting it. Yeah. Y'all probably can't see that. Probably can't see it. Oh shoot. Shad got a little bite there. Yeah, there's a couple of ledges, different levels of this flat. And I'm gonna move down here to the slightly deeper one. We're like an 18, 19 foot. And when I step down here, it's gonna be more 22 to 24. So I'm gonna step on over to it. I'm gonna try to put my boat right on the drop off of the two flats. And then these boards will be working the upper level. These boards will be working the lower level. This bait here will be working the actual drop-off ledge. We'll be covering all grounds. There's a way to get this. I guess I already got it on my phone. All right, y'all. 113 minutes. I still got Mike, but barely. It's in the red. Yeah, on the crappie, on the crappie. Crappie head got nailed on the upper ledge. So they are eating some crappie today, and bluegill. And we missed a good one on some shad. Yeah. See if I can keep him out of these other two lines. Tell you what, I'm gonna slow the boat down and make it a little easier to deal with him. Get him up high, get him up high. Oh, crappie head. Got a couple. Oh, there's a bite on the crappie there on the left board. He's fixed and go with it, I think. And that bite came right after I slowed the boat down. As soon as I hit the slow button. So I'm telling you, that makes a big difference. Changing speeds. At least on certain days. Come on up here. Come on up here. Yeah. Not a bad one. Be the second heaviest one. right in the corner. Go ahead and speed my boat back up. Come on up here. I guess that first one we got on the crappie was about this size. And he bit me just like that first one did. Bit me the same way, just as hard. Oh, these little hooks are harder to get out. Might be getting some pliers on this dude. There we go. Open it up. Yeah, that first one we hooked on crappie was about this size. Turning the tail towards me as good as he can. I don't know why they do that. Flip them the other way. Yeah! They know where I'm at because they turn that tail towards me, for sure. Crappie head, got another. So technically now I think we've actually got more on the crappie in the bluegill than we have the shad. And to be honest with you, they seem to be hitting that bluegill the best. Of course, I'm out of it. I'm out of it. Oh, that's on the crappie. That's on the crappie. That's on that small piece of crappie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come on up here. Come on up here. I don't have a lot of time left to fish today, so I'm just going to throw a small piece of crappie on this. Once I get up here to this little island, I'm going to call it. Put another small piece of crappie on there. They definitely don't mind hitting a smaller bait. And the biggest fish were hooked on small baits, so. We'll throw this out there. Let this out. Yeah, I can turn my boat to the left a little. We'll get this out, we'll pull this fish in. Hit a dead spot there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's just picking right back up. Yeah, we'll let that planer board get past that fish. We'll pull that fish in. Let me go ahead and cut another bait real quick, because I'd like to find another bluegill in here, but I ain't got no more. I may go ahead and throw a center chunk of crappie on. How many more we got here? I've got one. Oh, I already had a crappie cut up there. Oh well. I'm gonna cut another sliver of this crappie off. They're eating it. Yes, they are. Come on in here, blue kitty. That old board's acting funky there. There it goes. Come on in here, blue kitty. Right in the corner. Oh. Come on now. That little 6-aught hook, it's even tougher to get a hold of. Ouch. Of course, having them bite on you while you're trying to get it out don't make it easier. See if I got some pliers in here. I know I do. There we go. Another fish. Crappie. Oh shoot, I gotta get the boat going left again. Yay! Getting close to that moonrise, y'all. I gotta keep an eye on the time. I don't like this crappie's got eggs in it in December. You gotta be kidding me. I didn't know they'd done that. I don't know much about them old crappie other than they eat good and they're good bait. I actually like to run this board on this rod holder. Thank you. Yay! $126. been just a little over 2 hours. Cold, windy, and it's kind of a wet air. It's not really like a wet fog, but it is a damp air. December catfishing. Okay. Oh shoot, is that, oh, I believe I'm hung up. I thought that was a bite. We was on something. Them old dragon sinkers doing their job and popping over them. There's a bite on the crappie. Yeah. And he hooked up. He hooked up. Yeah. On the lower ledge. Mm-hmm. Woo! There we go. Heading to the other side of the boat. Come on in here. I'll go ahead, let this line out a little bit while we're pulling this in. Pretty sure this was a crappie head. You know, most of these fish I'm getting are bigger than the ones in my last video. Pulling the same exact spot a few days later and running some different baits. Of course, now we did have a shot at a really big fish on that shad, which it simply goes to show. It's just a matter of fact, it's just a better class of fish that are eaten today as opposed to that day I was out here. Because this is a smaller one today, but a bigger one compared to that last video I made in the same spot. Got mud on them. You can see the mud down the side. Yeah. It was just a small chunk of shad that got that biggest bite. There's the old bad luck spook, I call it. It's doing a little better today. It might have knew I was fixing to throw it in the garbage, so it started acting right. Yeah, possibly a bite on the back rod. I don't like this Bass Pro Shops hook. It will be coming off if I ever get time. If I quit fooling around with technology issues, I'll do some stuff like that. But this trolling motor cost me almost 2 hours, and here again, something I wasn't aware of. You know, I mean, I have the Active Captain app. I've got them all 3 turned on like it said to when I got them. You know, it told me I had to hook that up to my phone. It told me that. It never said that about this trolling motor. That shad's getting some action over there. But yeah, if you don't update this newer stuff, it will just stop working on you. Don't make a lick of sense. Well, I know why they do that, so they can put an update to get rid of it. So you have to buy the newer stuff. When enough time goes by, they'll update some bugs into this stuff when they're ready for me to buy a new motor and a new fish finder. That's what I think about all that update stuff. I paid $4,000 for it. It ought to just work. It ought to work for the rest of my life for that kind of price. That old little fish over there, he gonna make me get him on that shad. Now don't you get into this other line, because I just let it out and he is going right for it. Going right for it. If I can get the tension off this, it won't go to the right or to the left. We may have got him around it. Yeah, good. On the shad. On the shad. Look at there. Come on in here, shad fish. Yeah, this is what I was like getting the other video on them old shad. He's just barely whisker hooked. Yeah. Squeaking and a squawking. Go ahead and lock that down. Slow fingers, y'all. They're pretty cold right now. I might as well trash that because I got plenty of shad and I never got to use them. I may try putting just a small sliver of center section on. And hope it don't turn back into the bait. Because that first fish we hooked on a shad center section was a good one. No doubt about that. I need to go buy the advanced auto and get me some more of them. We just lost microphone, y'all. I guess you can hear me. No audio right now. These old DJI mic wouldn't even go for 4 hours. I wasted almost the first 2 hours updating the trolling motor. So if you can hear me, I'm going to charge this DJI mic up. And I'm going to continue to fish out here. There's nothing worse than having no audio in a video, and I've been having a lot of that with this DJI stuff. I hope you can hear me. It's not showing I have any bars, and I'm sure the wind noise is terrible. I'm going to charge this receiver up enough to make the outro of this video and actually have audio when I make the outro. If you can hear me, I'm going to go ahead and eat another apple. I paid $400 a set for these DJI mic kits. One's already in the trash. This one will no longer video for more than a few hours or take audio. So it's fixing to go in the trash, and I'm fixing to eat an apple. Yeah, I hate not having audio in a video. But I gotta charge this receiver up just so I can do the outro and have audio. I'm sure all you can hear is wind noise. I'm gonna eat a prune and I'm gonna pee off the front of the boat again. Lots of fiber in a prune. I'm trying to make it a couple more minutes because I'm trying to make the video longer than 2.5 hours so I can call it 3 hours of raw and uncut. If I only call it 2 hours of raw and uncut, it won't get as many views. It would be better if I could have made a 4 hours raw and uncut, but I had technology issues and that wasn't able to happen today. We're getting real close to that full moon being up, and I expect the bites to slow. check, check. All right, I got this on just to have audio for the end of this video. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this thing past the 2.5 hour mark, so I could call it a 3-hour video, you know, rounding it off to the next number. But yeah, I got a real late start, man. Technological issues. And so in the 2 hours and something that we've been here, that's what we caught. Had a shot at a real good fish there, farther back down river on shad. Ended up landing a real good fish. Bottom line, the better fish were eaten. Caught them on bluegill, caught them on crappie, caught them on shad today. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the ramp and try to get an earlier start another day. This is a video. There was some fish in the video. That makes it a fishing video. This is Catfish Day with another one, signing out. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the camera rolling while I'm taking everything down to increase the length of the video so I can call it at least a 3-hour video. Start the motor first, because when I start running, I'm gonna start running. Don't have long before it gets dark. This time of year, I'm going ahead and getting my dock rope hooked to the front of the boat. And we'll just pull here for a little more, few more minutes, not long. About tripped over this cord and went out of the boat. The cord I had to use to charge up my DJI mic receiver so I could do the outro to this video that wouldn't even last 4 hours. They claim it lasts 15 hours. Yeah. Bull honky. Bull honky. Moo. All right, go ahead and turn the boat left. All right, y'all, I'm gonna pull this one in here. We're still fishing with 3. Yeah, those reels sound a lot better now that I got oil on them. Isn't that amazing? That guy was right. Putting oil on them really works. It really works. Wrap the old dragon sinker around the rod. Go ahead and pull, I don't know which one I want to pull in. Guess it don't matter. I'll pull this one in on the left. I'm going to save that. This goes on that side. Yeah. Says 3 hours of raw and uncut. It didn't say I would be fishing that whole 3 hours. Right? There was fish in the video, so we've got a fishing video. Yeah! All right. Put the net down here. Pull the trolling motor. Throw me a little twist tie on my trolling motor because it will come loose coming down the highway. There we go. We're ready to roll.